welcome back is later than I intended to film this, which is nothing new at this point. But we are doing a June wrap-up. This one's going to be a little different because I did film a quick sort of wrap-up specifically for the retreat that I went to at the end of June. So we're going to do this spot for everything else in June. And then I'll splice in the video from post-retreat me. So you'll see me in two different forms. You'll see me in, like, sit around the house and do things goblin mode, which is now. And just got home from a retreat, about to crash out, but still got a face on me for that. So, that's kind of what we're going to go on. All of the haul that I have for June is also in that little spliced video because I got stuff at the retreat. I don't even think I have gotten anything else outside of the retreat this month. So that's all we got. Some stuff that I am eyeing off though. Some new stitch alongs that look really tempting. So, for those who are new, I know how to speak. For those who are new, my name is Gothy or Raven, either is fine. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a trans non-binary disabled stitcher from the west coast of Australia? East coast. Hold on. Wait, I forgot the thing. Never eat. East coast of Australia. That's never eat soggy Weet-Bix. That's how I got taught how to do it. I have to remind myself all the time because I am directionally challenged. So yes. Those who are new, welcome. It's goblin chaos up in here all the time. And for those who are not new, hello again. Let's do the thing. Not be distracted. I have little notes today. These are not 100% accurate. Turns out there's a whole bunch of stitching that I didn't count waiting at the retreat. I did get a retreat finish though, even though like I didn't plan to have a retreat finish as such. I know I talked about it in the last video. Like, some people will like get their stitching up to like they've got like 200 stitches left kind of thing, and then they'll finish it at the retreat. I didn't plan anything like that. I still don't know how I feel about doing something like that for me. But I did end up finishing something even though it was right at the end of the retreat. That'll be in the retreat video, but I've got it here too. But overall, for June, I did approximately, because I didn't count a whole bunch, 4,810 stitches. Approximately. Not a huge amount, but it is some. So, we will go through the whips that I touched. Because, and for example, I know I touched this one in June, but it's not recorded anywhere. I don't know where I wrote it down, but I didn't. So this is full of pink bag, which is very, very unlike me, because I don't do pink normally, but like the raccoons and like the bright neons and stuff like that, that's the vibe. This bag is from Deb's Threads Designs on Etsy. A whole bunch of my bags are from there. So this is the project that doesn't have a designer because I can't find where I found it. The person stopped designing, I think. But it is a BuzzFeed Unsolved. I'm gonna say, hey there, demons, it's me, your boy. We actually have it there. Almost got a full hey as well. So there was some progress. I did do a little bit on that at the start of June. I just wrote them down. Yeah. I'm a little brain fried. Today has been a day of like getting things done. I had to go to the shops and get some grocery stuff, and then I did my taxes. So my brain is fried. Taxes are not super hard for me because like not much has changed, but it's still lots of reading and making sure I'm following all the rules and yeah. Okay, so next project is Dusk Fairy. She didn't get much. So that is where she is at. she got 228 stitches is what I've got written down. It may have been more, I don't know. This fabric is a piece of Black Cold Sun from Color Cascade Fabrics. It's doubled over. And I'm going to do the Dawn Fairy on there as well. This one is living in a Color Cascade fabric bag. That I printed out the page that's got the symbols and stuff because I am using the PDF to stitch this. And I'm doing it on my tablet just in like a normal PDF program, and I'm just marking it as done. So I printed out the color code page just so that I've got that and I don't have to keep scrolling the page. PDF. So she didn't get much, but she got a little bit. Arthas. You'll see Arthas pulled out in the retreat video as well. Because Arthas has now been serged along the sides. So Arthas is now all shiny and not fraying on the edges, which is really nice. But Arthas came out. It got 204 stitches, which was just done in these little areas here. I don't know where my pointer thingy is. I have one. I don't know where I put it. But basically, maybe if I turn off this light. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Oh my gosh. The LEDs in my room are burning out, so I have to have that light on for stitching. So yeah. So we've got all of this part is now filled in, so this panel is now all complete. And then we've started filling in this next little panel. Which I will do, like, the next time I pick it up, the goal will be to finish this panel and finish this one off as well, because this one's almost done. And then we'll move on to this, and then in here. This little section over here is complete already. There's a few stitches missing in this little section, but this little section's complete. It'll just be these parts. And then we'll kind of have a first row. This one's a little strange, because it's got the diagonals on it, but we're getting there. I'm making good progress on Arthas. It's actually come out quite a bit this year, which is nice. I need to pull some of my other full coverage ones out. One of them I did pull out in June as well, another one. But my other ones haven't come out for a little while, so I am planning to pull Phantom out this month, and do some stitching on Phantom. See how much I get done on that one, because Phantom is huge. I am also planning some new starts this month, because I have project bags to fill. That is my excuse. So that was Arthas. This one is Mini Ravenkin. I was tempted to take this along to get it serged as well, but I didn't end up doing it. I just took Arthas to get serged. So Mini Ravenkin is one of the mini Heaven and Earth design ones from Selina Fenech. It is retired now. Selina Fenech is now on Unconventional X-Stitch, I believe. Off my head. Pretty sure. I know she was with Thread Geeks, but then Thread Geeks went all AI and thing. But Mini Ravenkin got 1,235 stitches. Overall, she looks like she's been in the same place. But what I focused on was filling in the dress. So apart from like 2 stitches in that dress, the body is like complete. So I filled in all of that filigree, all of that. It was so much confetti. So much confetti. And it was like a lot of traveling. Like that's the back of it. I'm not someone that really looks to make super neat backs, thankfully, because full coverage with that much confetti is not how you do that. But she got just over 1,200 stitches. So I've worked on her quite a bit. It was actually quite satisfying. Then we have 2 finishes for June. One was started in May, and then one was started last year. Do I have the date? I didn't write shit down. There's my whipboard. If you want to look at my whipboard, you can. It is linked down below. It is a publicly viewable whipboard. I did not write down when I started it. Okay, cool. So this was the retreat finish, so you'll see some more, like, it'll be showed off twice. But retreat finish is the Laws Are Threats rant from Dimension 20. This one is charted by Crazy Stitch on Etsy. Crazy has 3 Z's in it. It's stitched on a piece of Angel of the Morning, 18 count from Color Cascade. I just popped the pattern into Pattern Keeper, stitched up easy enough. And yeah, I finished that on the 28th of June officially, which was the last day of the retreat. So yeah, this rant is fantastic. If you haven't seen like the actual moment in Dimension 20, even if you just go look up a clip, it's fucking great. They are the best postal service postie family ever. But yes, that one is done now. And the other one that I finished was the Screech Therapy. And that is, I started that in May 2026. It was one of my birthday starts. I finished it on the 14th of June. It's just stitched on some scrap black Ada, so like a little bit choppy and weird on the top. It was a pattern that was released on Reddit in the cross stitch forums for bat conservation. It was like a charity pattern, so it's not. I don't believe it's available anymore. The designer is asleep at the stitch, and I subbed out the different variations for the text, the screaming in the background, and I used a couple of different Fiberlicious hand-dyed flosses just because I wanted to sort of play with them. So in order from top to bottom, it's Appleberry, Last Summer, Wildflowers, Cosmic Chaos, Moss Cow, and Court Jester down the very bottom. And they actually stitched up really quickly. I did make some counting errors. There's 2 E's. So I made the counting error on this one, and because it's hand-dyed, plus I didn't pick it up until I went over to the next E. I already completed it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make the other one on the other side matching, and just 2 random giant E's, but I think it's fine. No one, like anyone that I've shown the pattern to, hasn't seen that there's a mistake in it, so now it's a personalization. That's how that goes. So those were my 2 finishes for June. Yes. Didn't have any other haul for June. There's all the haul in the retreat video, like the stitching mat that Alex made, which was so perfect for the retreat. All of the retreat gifts, stuff that I actually bought, all of that stuff. I don't want to get too much into the stuff that I've already done for this month, because I am still wanting. I'm gonna try and do it at the end of July. July? Are we in July? Yes. I don't know what time is. The stuff that I've already kind of done that I don't want to include in this one, because then it's going to get all... Yeah. I'll just leave July as July. So, I am planning to make new starts. There are 1, 2, 3 new starts that I have to still do. I picked 4 for this month. One of them's already started and finished. It was a very small project, but it's already started and finished. The other 3 I haven't started yet. I was planning to do them this weekend, as a reward for doing my taxes and doing all the adulty stuff. They have been assigned bags. And one of my friends was over to hang out for a bit on Tuesday, and he helped me to pick the fabrics out. So we have 3 mystery projects in bags that are due to be started. I'm currently, it's open on my other screen. I've got the just announced Sprouting Lupine stitch along that I'm contemplating jumping into because I'm so good at keeping up with stitch alongs. I say as I look for my Stitch for Pride, look at my Stitch for Pride, which is like the top of my it's at the top of my partial coverage section on my Trello board. And I've done 3 months out of the 12 for last year's Stitch for Pride. Then of course all of the other stitch alongs that I have completed that I haven't yet. Maybe I'll pick some of those to start. Who knows? We'll get real crazy. But yes, I'm looking at the Evergreen stitch along by Sprouting Lupine. Witch's Garden Crafts announced one as well. I have a feeling it's gonna be like cemetery based, which I'm kind of really interested in, so I'm waiting for them to release more information so that I can maybe jump in on that one. I've been having a little bit of FOMO with the Lola Crow museum one. I haven't done a Lola Crow stitch along before, so they do seem a little bit more intense. I've seen people that have said that they have been a bit more intense, but it looks so good, and I feel like I'm like genuinely missing out, and I'm just like, oh, like I could just go buy it, but then like I know that I won't catch up in time, so I might as well wait for it to finish and then do it. And then I can just buy all 3 of the stitch alongs that I haven't done from Lola Crow. But the Sprouting Lupine one hasn't started yet. Witch Garden Craft one hasn't started yet, so maybe? It has been a little while, I say, as I have the Stitch for Pride one from last year. But it's been a little while since I've done like a specific kind of stitch along. Not a yearly one. So, contemplating that at the moment. In terms of non-stitchy stuff, book-wise, I read 2 books in June. I finished... I don't have the physical copy here, this is back on my shelf. I finished Anathema by Kerry Lake, which is the Eating Woods book 1. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a slow burn romantasy. I thought it was going to be a little bit more horror, but like there's some horror aspects to it, definitely. So it's kind of like a horror, maybe not, I'd say maybe like a dark, kind of creepy, gory, but not super gory romantasy. It was definitely good. I definitely enjoyed it. And then I also listened to the audiobook of The Ever King, which is the Everseas book 1, which is a romantasy again. Seems to be the vibe moment. And that one was definitely not a slow burn. Sort of, kind of. There's a lot of spice in the earlier, like mid to early, but like the romance, like it wasn't bad. I did quite enjoy it. At the moment, I am reading dark romance. It's not romantasy. It is dark romance. Blood and Roses, book 1 by Callie Hart, because I did buy myself a couple of books the other day. So I got that one. And I grabbed these 3 as well. Because Kmart had some decent stuff and some decent prices. Nocticadia by Kerry Lake. Considering the other one was pretty slow burn, but I did enjoy it. Grabbed that. I grabbed Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I've read Bride, so that's the next one. And then this one, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This one is a romantasy, gothic romantasy, but like the sprayed edges, I think I think I'm a sucker for sprayed edges. Because this is the second one that I've bought in a month with sprayed edges. Prior to this, I didn't own any books with sprayed edges, and now I'm just like, I want all the books with sprayed edges. I have to rearrange my shelves so that I can figure out a way to display them so that you can see that they have fancy edges. I haven't worked that out yet, but this looks good. It's like a medieval fantasy. Yeah. Think about a heretical knight, which, that's my vibe. I'm a sucker for a rule breaker. And if they're also hot, then Yes, that is book reading. I am planning to at some point I might borrow them because I know that they're on Libby. The dungeon crawler novels. They seem to kind of been blown up at the moment. And they seem like they're pretty fun. So I might check those out sometime in the next little while. At the moment I've got a nice little pile of romantasy and dark romance to get through. And I think I started reading something on my e-reader. My e-reader's in my handbag. I was out playing Pokemon, so my handbag's still over there. I caught so many Pokemon. I got one of those little Pokemon Plus buttons, which I hadn't used so far. So as I was wheeling up to the shops to get groceries, I was playing Pokemon and trying that out for the first time, officially. So good. It was really good. I was very much a fan, and I was able to catch 60 Pokemon. It was a Pokemon day on today, so yeah. Oh, cool. And my Aussie Boar stitching post is up, so I can do some stitching tonight, and we can get another forage done. So that has been good. We just defeated a swarm of angry bees. So yeah. But yeah. Sneaky little things. Yeah. Little miniatures. But I am going to go. The video is probably gonna end weird because I'm gonna splice the retreat stuff into the end of this. I'm not gonna do an outro, a specific outro to put in afterward. I think that's a lot more spoons than I have at the moment. I've done a lot of adulty stuff today, so this will be this part wrapping up. I will see you at the end of July. The intention, end of July, to do another wrap up. I will have a couple of new starts. I'll have some progress on other projects. Some have quite a bit of progress. And that's it. Otherwise, you'll see me on Instagram. I'm on there. I did put some of my zoo photos up and some of the vivid photos from my birthday week. So those are up. I don't know if it's in my link tree thing, but I did put a bunch up on DeviantArt as well. So if you use a DeviantArt, you can follow me on there too. And I put photos up when I take them. Otherwise, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go I think I'm gonna go relax and do some relaxing things. I think I've done enough adulting for a weekend. So, see you later. We have many goodies. So I do love my coffin-shaped tote bag. Yes. We have many goodies, and I have a retreat finish. Actually, with the exception of when I've worked on retreat projects, it's my first retreat finish that was not already started. So that I am unpacking everything, so you will have to bear with me a little bit. There is stuff everywhere, and I thought about getting organized first, and then I thought, nah, fuck it, let's just go. So, gonna be bits and pieces everywhere. I'm gonna have to find homes for all of this, but yeah. First thing is someone's table gift was like these little beaded bookmarks. Like a yellow, yeah, yellow and black. But it's kind of like a, yeah, a little greenish. It's really quite cute. So that was one of the table gifts. That's what I want. That's a retreat project. The one I finished. God, there's just stuff everywhere. My retreat gifts. I still have a couple left. Also, these little storage containers from Bunnings are so cute, and they fit these in here perfectly. So I had Andrew 3D print these. They're just like little postcards. And I have them in the white. I have them in green, really bright green. And then I have them in bone, which is like a beigey bone color, but it's got a texture to it. It's really nice. So I was giving those out as well. So if you ever see me at a retreat, I usually have those with me. I get Andrew to print me some extra. I took a bunch of projects with me. I only stitched on 2 of the ones that I took on me. One of them only got 200 stitches. So, living in Color Cascade bag, the batshit crazy one. There's 2 projects in here. It's gonna have the floss. So this is the Heretic on one side that I've done so far. And then I did 200 stitches into the Change one. These are patterns by Red Poetic. And they are, one's a Slipknot one and one is a Deftones pattern. So I put 200 stitches into Change for one of the bingo challenges. If they're everywhere. I did also take Arthur's with me. Arthur's didn't get worked on, but he did come out because Alex from Little Cozy Props bought her overlocker. So she was offering to serge people's projects. And now Arthur's has nice, neat, serged edges. It did not before. So Arthur's has very nicely serged edges. Very happy with that. That means that will stop fraying. And get rid of that last little bit of tape that was there from like when I first started this. And I tried to use tape to stop the edges from fraying before I knew that that was a bad idea. Because it was my first full coverage, my first really big project as well. So Arthur's is now serged. I thought about like taking a couple of different ones, like pretty much any of my full coverage ones, but Arthur's was the one that was fraying the most, so I took that with me. This project is one that I took with me and ended up hyper-focusing so hard that I finished it. Except on Thursday night when I was packing to go to the retreat, I wrote down the list of the flosses that I would need for this project and like the other ones that I was taking. And I must have not read it properly when I actually got to the point that I was pulling the floss out of my collection. And I accidentally grabbed 966 instead of 906 because my brain doesn't like numbers. Thankfully, as I put a post up in the group that there's like a Facebook group for the retreats. I put a post up in there and I was like, please, for the love of my brain, does anybody have some 906 that I can steal a few lengths of? And one of the people who lived locally ended up just bringing a whole skein, well, I think it's a whole skein, most of a skein, for me. and donated that. So I was able to finish this. So this is the Laws of Threats monologue by Brennan Lee Mulligan in Dimension 20. This one is charted by, it's Crazy Stitch, I believe, on Etsy. Except Crazy has like 3 or 4 Z's. There'll be a link below to it, but it is finished. It is stitched on a piece of Color Cascade. I don't know the name of the colorway off the top of my head. I want to say that it's Garden of Eden. It's kind of it's one of the more subtle Color Cascade ones. I'm just double checking. Let us see. Angel of the Morning. Okay. So it is a mottled fabric. It's got like a blue and a clay, like a light clay color. But it is going to show as white because I've got last minute lighting because I decided to do this last minute. But it's finished. So I finished that at the retreat. Technically like the very last of the retreat, but you know, we finished it. It counts as a retreat finish. I've decided it counts as a retreat finish. I did also mostly finish. This was one of the retreat projects, so we got a little lavender satchel from Mojo Stitches. Except I can't use lavender in the house because lavender is toxic to cats. I say that because Arthur, he was here. He was curled up in my hoodie. But yeah. Finished that. I did most of the stitching to put it together as a satchel. I've just got the floss in there for now, to fill it with something and then close it up. But that was the little things, butterflies. So, they're just stitched in DMC. This was some Ada banding that was supplied, part of the kit. The DMC was all supplied, as was the paper piecing thread that Joe from Mojo Stitches likes to use for like finishing things and like tying off and that kind of thing. Gonna figure out what else to put in there and then close her up and finish that off. So that was the start and finish at the retreat. That was part of the goodie bag, which I'll grab now. Goodie bag. So, goodie bag had a whole bunch of stuff. We had our schedule and everything. We have a project bag. Aesthetically, like, not my style, but like the project bags are made by Alex from Little Cozy Props. And they're just such good quality that I don't even that much. They're just really nice. Like, they're like the bit of padding to them. And they're floppy, but they're not too floppy. So yeah, they're just. We have just a little stitching tin, just for whatever we'd like to, and then little needle minder. One stuck to the bottom of the. So we have some more fabric. So I always get Ada because I stitch on Ada. And these are for the other 2 retreat projects that are in here. One piece is like a pale pink. It's going to show up white because I've got the ring light on. And then this piece, which has got a bit more modeling to it, it is going to show up white. It's not gonna. A little bit better. Kind of see the modeling there. Okay. We have that. This is one of the stitchy projects. So this was Lisa's, so Paddock Lane Designs. Stitching the Mountains Retreat. This one is all Silks for You silks. So it comes with floss card and all of the silks in there. And yeah, so that one is all done with the silks for you that are all there, but it has been charted to include the DMC that are used as well. And the other one is another Mojo Stitches. Up and smell the roses. This one has, I believe this one's got the, no, so this one's got the cottage garden threads one, so there's going to be variegation in them with all the threads as well, and that's what the other piece of fabric is for. We also have another Needle Wonder, rose one. I'm gonna pull those out. That's like the schedule and everything like that. These are some, I believe there are seeds in here, so I didn't open it while I was there, just in case. Spilt them everywhere. Are they? Okay, so they're like these little paper things, and apparently you soak the paper in water until soft, put it into a pot with seed mix, water regularly, keep it damp, put it in a sunny spot, and things will grow. Okay, I might have to have a look at that. There are a couple in there, so yeah, that could be cool. This one was a table gift that I was given. It's just a little pen little guy. I got the green one, of course. A lucky door prize that I got was a cottage garden thread. We also got a magnifier bookmark. Yet I don't really need to use a magnifier for the most part. People were like sort of coming up to me like, I don't know how you're stitching without a light, like just in the main stitching area, and I'm like, look, my eyes are like one of the few things that's not wrong with my body. So stitching with the Mountains pen, actually a really fancy pen too, like it's got a lot of weight to it. We got some gluten-free milk honeycomb, so that's gonna go in the fridge now that I'm home. One is from Liz and Kat's Create. And it's just like a little scissor fob. And oh, pull it out. Which properly. Really cute. It's like a little chainmail thing too. So like some like double rings in the center there. Leads me to believe that it's like more of a chainmail design. There's a little 2026 because it's for 2026 Stitching the Mountains. Great. It's very cute. I like it. So I will figure out what scissors are going to be adorned with that. That's a little bingo card. I didn't finish it. I don't think I ever have finished one of them. It doesn't matter because I bought raffle tickets because they do, one of the things that they do is they raise money for a local older women's charity. And if you make a donation to that, buy the raffle tickets. The raffle tickets go in for the prizes, and then they get drawn at the end. I won one of them this time again, and we raised, everyone at the retreat, like raised about, I think, just over $1,000, for the charity. So yeah, business card for Mojo Stitches. Little stitching tips thing, and on the back it's got like a grounding process. And then a tea. So that was the goodie bag for the most part. The pen was one of the sort of table gifts that someone gave out. Put this all back in here for now. These will all come out. I'll have a look at actually to go through and actually work on and finish something in here. Oh, I didn't realize there was things in here. I knew there was a piece of paper, but I didn't know there was anything else. Alright, so like, there's this cute little star file in here. And some stickers. At the back of the sticker, that's smart. I like stickers. Like this big jar one, that'd be cool. Yeah, okay, so there were stickers. I didn't even see the stickers. There we go. I pay that much attention. To be fair, I didn't pull everything out of the retreat bag to look at because I pretty much like sat down and got straight to stitching once I got there. But so other stitchy gifts that I was given from Adelaide Stitches, who I finally now met in person. Some little floss drops. I don't assume it's like supposed to be a gingerbread man. A star, a heart, and a Christmas tree. Put those in the retreat bag for now. I've got, this is the raffle prize that I won. Just a little fabric bundle from Paddock Lane Designs. So these ones will be like some of the fabrics of the month that she does on her Patreon. So yeah, Paddock Lane Designs, fabric of the month. I got the Ada. So this is like, looks like 18 count. It's like a it's gonna just wash everything out, but if I turn that off, it's gonna, that's okay. Okay, we're not too bad. The light, the LEDs in my room are burning out, so everything just looks yellow. But that looks a bit more accurate. That one's Fairy Duo. February's fabric of the month, and then this one looks like a big piece. And this is April fabric of the month Mima. Oh, it is a big piece too. That's an opal, and it is really nice. That's a big piece. That's gonna, I think that's probably gonna get a, maybe a Bella Filipina. I've got two that are in my stash. The other night I don't know what I was doing, but I had to go in to find a pattern. Oh, I was looking for a snowflake pattern with a snowflake on it, or snow. And I ended up, just because, you know, me at 2 a.m. decided to just take a photo of all of the physical patterns that I own, so that I could catalog them and be able to search them quicker. So yeah, I'm aware that I have two Bella Filipinas. One has fabric. Now we might have a piece of fabric for the other one. We'll check. Then this, when I got there, or not long after I got there, Alex from Little Cozy Props came downstairs with this. And she's like, you know, she later, like, after we talked a little bit at the last retreat, because I'd been talking about wanting to have like a mat to put under my stitching when I'm stitching out, like at retreats, or like, because I do stitching out and about as well. Like sometimes I'll stitch in like a pub or whatever, or if I'm going to a stitchy day, that kind of thing. Going to a friend's place. I want something that I can put down and put my stitching on, so that I can protect my stitching from anything that might still be on the table. Because sometimes you can't always fully clean a table. But also if I need to like grab and move something really quickly, I can just kind of bundle it up and do that. So she hadn't done stitchy mats. She was at the time, I think, mostly doing project bags, if only doing project bags. So she came downstairs and she's like, "I want to show you this. I made this like off. I made this like sort of thinking about that discussion that we'd had about it. You have no obligation to buy it or anything like that, but I wanted to make sure that you saw this one first, because that's why I made it." So we have Stitchy Roll, that also doubles as a mat. So really cool newspapery skulls on the back. Insides and ravens. So like that had to happen. And I immediately said yes because like it's the perfect size that I was thinking of. It's not too big. There's no extra pieces. I don't have to worry about like having like an actual roll or anything like that. And I used it all weekend. So the added bonus that is if I'm stitching on dark fabric, I can lay this down, I can shoot the light off it, and it's light enough that it's going to reflect back up through the fabric, so I can stitch on dark fabrics over the top of it as well. So like extra bonuses. But it is so well made. The stitching is amazing. And it's like it's nice and stiff as well. But not too stiff. Good stiff. I say, and try to not have that taken the wrong way. But this has been great. I used it all weekend, and I absolutely said, nah, like I was, you made this because of the conversation we had. It's exactly what I was looking for, and you put ravens on it. Like it's gonna happen because apparently that's a thing that I'm doing. The raven, I've got to have it. So, yes, tie this. Do 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 do. Okay, so stitchy roll, very awesome. Now in the tote bag, I have other purchases. So this one I got from Beer Designs. Is that what she? I'll put it in the comments anyway. It is the store that Taryn ran. She has adjustable grime guards. So I was going through and she had this fabric, which is, I try to just sort of stretch it, dragonflies. So I'm gonna get the thing. But what it is you have one set of snaps on this side. Then there are 3 sets of snaps that way here, which makes it adjustable. So you can adjust, adjust, adjust. So that will be handy because I get confused about what size grime guard I have for what hoops all the time. So let's give that a go. I'm sure it will go well. I'm going to pull all of this stuff out. Now, I will say, I had been intending to get up early this morning to catch the last, like, sort of tail end of Lisa's shop for Paddock Lane, because when I went up to Paddock Lane to buy all of this stuff, I forgot that I had to buy needles. I didn't buy needles, so I still need to buy needles. I want to get some more of the size 26 pony blacks, but I didn't. So, except I woke up to my alarm, started to sort of, like stretch and sort of prepare to be upright, and then got really disoriented, rolled back over, looked at the time, and it was somehow 8:30. So every plan that I had, like, just kind of went to shit this morning. I didn't make it up to Lisa's shop before. Had to pull everything down and pack it up. And I missed breakfast. And I missed the hotel breakfast, so yeah. But I got this. It is a 3-piece easy frame. So what you basically do is you put your project here, you line it all up. This one goes around the edge. That'll hold that in place. And then you have your project butt. So on the back, you would gather all your edges up, push that in so that it's all flat and even, and we have a nice easy option. So yep, these Lisa 3D prints these. So I thought I'd get a little one to give it a go. She did demo them at the last one. She's got a few different shapes and sizes as well. But they are also nice and cheap. And they're like a good little finishing option. So that one was $12. That's the 10 centimeter one. I also grabbed myself another node tube. It's in another bag. Actually, bag, it's right here. I grabbed myself 2 more node tubes. I do wish I'd grabbed another one of the really little ones, the size 1s, but we grabbed a number 2 in the bright green. And I grabbed another number 3 in the grey, sort of black. Because those are the 2 that I use the most often. So like my... Oh god, I have stuff falling everywhere. I use my number 2 nerd hoop in my handbag project bag. That one's finished. I haven't put it away yet because I'm terrible. Alright, so fabrics that I got from Paddock Lanes. So this is a 16 count. This was a misdye. I think this one was one of the misdyes. That one was. Yes, so this one was in the misdye pile. Just because it has a dye spot still there. But still really cool fabric. Pink and purple with like a little bit of, I think, might be grey in there. And it's on an opalescent, so it is sparkly. I got a lot of opalescents actually this time round. So then I got a small piece of Stormy in 18 count. Because I'm drawn to the weird looking fabrics. Like the more mottled and wild it is, the more I'm interested. Like, look. That's my jam. That is absolutely my fucking jam. Then we have... Oh, this one doesn't have a name on it. Okay, this one doesn't have a colorway on it. It's also a small piece. It's an opalescent. And it is darker than how it appears on the screen. That one is blowing out a little. That one looks too blue if I get too close. It's a darker grey than that. It doesn't have a colorway on it. Can't say what that one is. This one is a misdye again. This is opalescent Ada. This is 23 count. The dye marks on this one are a little bit more obvious on one side. So like on that side, you can see there's some like dye marks on there, some streaks. On the other side, they're not there at all. So that one is going to be hard to sort of capture. A little accurate. It is very bright yellow with like orange through it. Well, it's actually more of a coral, I would say. It's orangey pink. But it was weird. I'm into it. This one's called Splice. This is a medium piece in 18 count as well. Opal. A lot brighter than it's appearing. Like really lime green, yellow, and the white in there. Very cool. And sparkly. This one is that's Patreon. Because Paddock Lane has a Patreon. They're working on like moving most of their announcements and stuff to the Patreon. can sign up for free so that you get the announcements and stuff, there is also a Fabric of the Month club. And I have heard good things about the Fabric of the Month club. So this one's Nebula. This is 14 count. And this is an opalescent as well. And all the weird dye spot stuff. Yep. Nothing. I've got 2 pieces of Witch's Brew. This one's on 18 count, and this is a plainator. This is a medium piece, yeah. Medium piece. It is darker than it appears. Not by much, but like it is a bit darker. And then I ended up picking up, like, when I was choosing which pieces I wanted to get, I think I had like 4 different pieces of Witch's Brew because it dyes up differently every time. So this is the Witch's Brew in 16 count. This is the medium piece on opal. This one has a lot more purple in it. Let's put it on. Yeah. Again, it's a little bit darker than what it's showing up. But those were the ones that I bought. That way. That was from Paddock Lane. I have the rest of my purchases. My not piss pack. So that was that one, that one, that one. Oh, name tag. Actually, yeah, everyone got name tags and all with like handcrafted paper. And Joe was coming up and like, telling me about how he made it as goth as possible for me. So like the darkest purple roses. And made sure that mine was on green. I added my pronouns to it later, but yeah, like she specifically went out of her way to make it as goth as possible. Both Lisa and Joe are just lovely, and they treat me very well. So this was a project bag that I got from Taryn as well. I'll have to look the store name up, but it has got spiders and snakes and skulls. Back, well, it's really cool. It's a very stiff project bag. So far mine are kind of like got like the mid-range kind of, this is a little floppy but not super floppy. And then I've got some very floppy ones. So this is the first stiff one. It is massive as well. But really well priced and really well made. Like this was 35. I don't know what project will live in this yet. I'm gonna have to like sort of rearrange some of my projects because I might start putting some of my full coverage in some of the bigger ones and use some of the smaller ones for smaller projects. But I am at some point gonna have to start a whole bunch of projects to fill these project bags. I have too many empty ones. So then from Little Cozy Props, I got 3 bags. Got little stingray, manta ray one, or like neon. It's really cute. I got 2 medium ones. Got apothecary, we're done trying to pronounce words today. Little shelves, and the little keyring bob is a little crow or raven. Either way, I haven't even checked what fabrics on the inside is. Nice grey. What's on the manta ray? I just got it. Okay, there's like some little colourful stripes. Hey, accidental trans flag colours. That just makes it better. And then I got this one. A little lighter than I would normally go, but like, can't go wrong with pumpkins. And like the little zipper pull, not zipper pull is a pumpkin. And the inside, these checkers, purple and orange. So that was from those two stores. And then I got some patterns from Mojo Stitches. So that's a little thread pack that goes with Boca Quaker. And look at how happy he is. I could not say no to that. And also because I've been stitching more Quakers, like this kind of, I'm kind of getting into Quakers. I also grabbed the Beneath the Waves project, the Seahorse Way. I need to get the rest of the flosses because I have 2 of them, I believe. I know I have Sea Change, I need to get the others. Again, because I've been getting into the Quakers, I got the Bushland Quaker. I got the Halloween Blooms, which ended up starting a conversation about Gothic project ideas and stuff. So, like, there may be some more spooky Gothic things coming. And then I got the 2 for Tasmania sampler, which is Little Tasmanian Devils. I also, like, maybe just, like, you know, gave her the idea. Like, hey, like, maybe some patterns with dingoes. It's like, super into dingoes right now. So we'll see. We may have some dingo patterns in the future. But overall, retreat was lovely. Everybody was lovely. Again, everybody's just so helpful. Like, I had people make sure that I was getting dinner and everything like that. Because like the dinners are provided if you pay for the full package. You get the accommodation, get like the retreat itself, the goodie bag, everything. And you get the meals, you get breakfast, which is like a full self-serve breakfast, so that they do egg, sausage, bacon, they have bagels, toast, cereal, tea, coffee, all the bits and pieces. And then dinner, what they do is they say, hey, like, these are our dinner options. We have so many portions of this, this, and this, and this. So last night was butter chicken and fish and chips. And because I can't have butter chicken, because I have weird food intolerances and stuff, the people that I was sitting with for dinner last night, they got to the front before I did to order. So they just said, hey, like, we need to keep a portion of the fish and chips for Raven because they can't have the butter chicken. So, like, the staff made sure that one was put aside for me so that I could still, you know, have dinner and stuff. I mean, Uber Eats if anything came to that, but yeah, like, they were just really helpful. Tried a different room this time, which was much more accessible. The 24/7 ghost hunting channel is still there. So I got to watch a fuckload of ghost hunting as well, instead of sleeping, because pretty much. Last night, after dinner as well, one of my friends came by the hotel and hung out for a little bit. So instead of going up into the library for night stitching like I did on the Friday night, I just stitched in my room, sat up, and while I was waiting for my friend to arrive, I just stitched and watched ghost hunting. Watched so much ghost hunting. Love that shit. And yeah, I feel like there are other stitchy gifts that I got too, like other table gifts, because I know that there was, yeah, because I got a collapsible Ort tray from someone who runs the Albury Retreat. And I know I got some other stuff. There was a pack that had a little spoolie and like a needle minder and stuff like that in it. So like the stuff that's floating around is probably some of my other bags that I haven't unpacked yet. I have a fuckload of laundry to do. Always the time. I have to sort out all this stuff, get it all catalogued, put it away. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that. And this is either going to be the end of the video, or I'm going to throw it back to future me. What I'm doing, I have not planned a single part of this because I don't fucking plan.